call T-Rex after a breakup? A Tyrannosaurus X. What did they call a sunrise in prehistory? A megalodon.
What do they call dinosaur farts?
An extinction.
Why was the teenage velociraptor so moody?
Roar moans. Now that I've gotten your attention with some of the worst dinosaur puns in the entire known universe, let's get to this senior project thing. For the last 3 weeks, my life has completely been dominated by Prehistoric Parade, my new web series premiering soon on YouTube. From when I was old enough to collect my first dried deer skull at age 5, I've been obsessed with dead things, especially the super old ones. So, after hearing that we would be designing our own senior activity, I just knew I had to create a cinematic experience for other teenage girls like me who'd rather master the inner workings of an ornithischian hip bone than binge-watch Love is Blind on Netflix for 6 hours. Yes, most girls in our town tend to vomit their pumpkin spice lattes at my passion, but if I want to spend my time researching some of the greatest prehistoric mysteries of all time, that's what I'll do. So let's get right to it. Throughout this experience, I've mainly tackled 4 questions. What would happen if you punched a T-Rex? Did whales once walk on land? Could dinosaurs get the coronavirus? And was there once a giant saber-toothed hippo? Spoiler alert, yes. #Intellidons. My process has included composing a question, outlining the mini questions within this larger topic, doing some good old scholarly research, filming, editing, being chased around a forest by my mother in a giant blow-up tyrannosaur costume, going down a 47-minute research rabbit hole into metacarpal fractures, and contacting the curator of fossilized reptiles at the American Museum of Natural History, Dr. Mark Norrell, about the proper height dimensions of a Tyrannosaurus rex skull, because the internet is a supremely insufficient source in this regard, and still not yet receiving a response. But I'm not bitter. Anyways, I suppose you can't really get the full picture until you experience an actual episode. So, as a good example, without further ado, the first episode of Prehistoric Parade. Enjoy! What would happen if you punched a T-Rex? Let's fossil it out. Welcome back to Prehistoric Parade. On today's show, a topic my cameraman Dave is pretty pissed about. Come on, Dave, we're not punching you. Anyways, first off, a lot of preparation goes into punching a tyrannosaur. Think Joe Exotic hiring a hitman to kill Carol Baskin. You gotta do some digging.
So let's start preparing. The first thing you should know is that T-Rex actually had an awesome sense of smell. In a 2008 study done by the Royal Society of Biological Sciences, the olfactory bulbs, or smell centers, of a rex's brain were found to be larger than any of the other dinos they studied, and their work in 2019 estimated that T-Rex also had about 650 olfactory receptor genes. A revolutionary amount for the Cretaceous, and also roughly the amount of Kit Kats I've eaten since quarantine started. This means that T-Rex had a similar sense of smell to that of a modern-day vulture, who can smell all sorts of dead stuff from over a mile away.
The point is, you gotta be careful. I advise staying downwind at all times, something I do not suggest if you're in the room with my father. So, since pine trees evolved around 154 million years ago, putting them right in the path of T-Rex, you should probably use the old tracking trick of crushing up a bunch of pine needles and rubbing them on your hands and your face to mask your scent. Sticky. And since T-Rex's arms weren't good for anything other than attempting the most pathetic push-up in the known universe, poor Rexy. Scientists hypothesize that T-Rex probably used trees to scratch their backs against. I suggest hiding next to one if you want to get up close and personal with this lovely lizard. And now, for the punch.
Let's assume you're aiming for the face, which on a T-Rex is about 12 feet or 3 meters off the ground for a big gal. So bring an appropriately proportioned ladder with you according to your own dimensions. But now you just look like a nutritious evening lizard snack on a silver ladder. And T-Rex actually had an excellent sense of vision with 3-inch eyeballs that may have been able to see 10 times clearer than humans. Don't believe everything you watch in Jurassic Park, except not to ever challenge a velociraptor to a game of hide and seek.
As a famous paleontologist once said, "Don't you dare stand still in front of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Are you freaking kidding me? You look like a sitting chicken nugget."
So you're gonna need some camouflage. Probably a ghillie suit, a set of clothes that help you blend in with the environment and scare any and all pizza guys during Halloween. Natural brush and bushes and/or my hair should be enough to hide the latter. Swear to God, there's enough to start a colony of cyanodonts in there.
Okay, so now you're all set. You got your pine needles, ghillie suit, ladder, and an extra pair of underwear, because who on the face of the earth wouldn't wet themselves when they came face to face with this? Well, probably Chuck Norris, but he's an anomaly. Never include Chuck Norris in a dataset. Rookie mistake, my friend.
For the punch. So, according to NASA, an organization that shot 5 mice named Fee, Fi, Fo, Fum, and Fooey into space with a force about 40 times more powerful than TOW anti-tank missile, strength is the ability to generate muscular tension to an external object using the skeletal lever system. Just look at these guns. Mwah!
Now, the average person is strong enough to punch from about 60 to 85 pounds per square inch. Assuming T-Rex had a tough, scaly skin that we found in dinosaur mummies.
No, the Egyptians did not have pet iguanodons, as disturbingly adorable as that would have been. These are just dinosaurs with fossilized skin.
Give or take a few feathers, which it's safe to assume Rex had, the nose of T-Rex would probably be a pretty hard surface.
Now, I'm assuming that if you're going to be punching a T-Rex, you're going to go all out. I mean, you're going toe to claw with the Tyrant Lizard King. You gotta bring your A game.
So let's presume that you're punching as hard as you can, maybe 70 pounds per square inch. Considering that a Rex head is more than 1,000 pounds with impenetrable skin and a massively thick skull,
you're gonna break your hand. In a study appearing in the Western Journal of Emergency Medicine, about 67% of all injuries resulting from punching are metacarpal fractures. 11% are dislocations.
In conclusion, you've just crushed your hand like a paper can and mildly annoyed a Tyrannosaurus Rex, who, by the way, we're going to be naming Deborah because the females were the scariest and coolest of them all. So what the heck is next?
Well, you'll have to wait and see, because now it's time for our weekly fossil fact.
A tyrannosaur tooth was approximately the size of a banana.
I believe I can soar, 'cause I am a tyrannosaur. So, would a T-Rex chase you? The answer to that is maybe. It's fiercely debated in the paleontology community whether T-Rex hunted like a lion, chasing down its prey, or scavenged like our old friend the vulture off of carrion. But for our purposes,
we want that high-speed chase, and you've made our friend Deborah pretty pissed, so she's coming for you. According to a 2017 study done by William Sellers at the University of Manchester, T-Rex may not have been able to run, which is defined by having both feet off the ground at once while moving. So this bad boy was able to lope along pretty fast, it just wasn't strictly defined as running.
This is still another hotly contested issue. If you want to start a bar fight between paleontologists, basically just walk into the room and shout, "Did T-Rex hunt? How about run?" The carnage of nerds would be like nothing you've ever seen before. All those broken glasses. Anyways, it's safe to say that T-Rex probably reached about 17 miles, 16 kilometers per hour, which doesn't put you in a real good place because the average human can only get up to about 10 miles, 16 kilometers per hour, and that's pushing it.
So what would happen if you punched a T-Rex? A moment of superiority, followed by a lifetime in the stomach of Deborah, slowly decomposing. Worth it? Absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe the video if you Come on, Dave. Dave, I had to do the episode. It's nothing personal. I loved your barbecue.